Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me once again in the Golf R for another video. Just to talk a little bit around my second service, which I've just had done today. So yeah, I'll get straight into the video. So first of all, if you're new to the channel, I own a Golf R. I've had it for just over 2 years now, and I've done plenty of videos just documenting it. You know, I'm just a normal guy, work 9 to 5, all that kind of stuff. Use this car as my daily, and frankly, I like doing videos to kind of hopefully help other people who would like a Golf R, or just people who want to know what it's like experiencing a car such as this. And I'd massively appreciate obviously your support to the channel by subscribing, sort of liking, and obviously you know, commenting on the videos as well. I really want to try and, you know, get that as part of the channel, and you know, the comments of it are really a big part of it actually, because I do read them, I do listen to them, I do reply to them, and other people do as well who are sort of subscribed to my channel. So that's basically a short gist of what my channel's about. So as for the first service, so I got it done obviously a year ago. It was, you know, nothing oil filter. Car was really good nick. It was actually quite reasonable as well, the price, even though it was a main VW dealer. So I was like, fine, great, fantastic. 12 months on, they told me that it goes minor, major, minor, major in terms of the service intervals, which is fine. You know, that's what they're telling me. And so they said this one's, you know, it's going to cost a little bit more. It's like, fine. And it was a fair bit more, and I was sort of like, okay, well, if you're doing X amount of bits of work on it and stuff, then fine, whatever, I don't care, do it. And then it sort of came up to it, and it was basically exactly the same, basically an oil filter plus like a pollen change of the filter. That was it. So I was basically paying X amount of money for not that much more. It was a 20,000 mile service. Whether that's any different, I don't know, but it's just the usual, replace the oil, you know, all just the basic oil and filter change. Because the best thing about this car is it's simple. You know, it's got an engine, an EA888 engine, which is in so many other cars as part of the VW group range. It's actually really serviceable and really easy to maintain, and it's been bulletproof and faultless for me. So I know it doesn't take them long to do, and in fact I dropped it off there about 9 o'clock, and I basically said, you know, don't wash it. I took my advice from my subscribers and people from last year, don't let them wash your car. And you know, yeah, now I have a car to clean, so I've got a bit more extra work to do this weekend. They were done by like 20 past 10. It took them no time at all, which is fine. And you know, the car's in good health. That's the main thing. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's in good nick. I've done about 18,800 miles. I've got a lot more miles coming up, particularly the rest of this year. Yeah, I'm going to be doing something like 350 miles a week in it. So that's going to quickly rise. So it's good to get this out of the way and sort of done, and I know it's all safe. And there is literally nothing to report. It's all good. They mentioned a little bit about the tyres, and I was kind of expecting, you know, it's 4-wheel drive, 300 brake horsepower car. I drive it quite a lot, and you know, I have a few decent fun drives in it, kind of thing. You know, I do enjoy it, but at the same time I do look after it. And I was thinking, oh, the tyres are probably going to be needing replacing. Other subscribers have sort of said around 20,000 miles you'll probably potentially need it, which I actually think is really good. But actually the tyres are fine. I think it was only one of the front rights was slightly worn. It was sort of like, it was like 3mm, 4mm, 4mm, if that makes sense. And that's because the front left actually was replaced after about 1,000 miles. This is, as it was being used as an ex-demo, I got the car about 1,400 miles in. So yeah, that's why it's slightly disproportionate. Rears are perfectly fine as well. Either way, the fronts, they've got plenty of life left in them. Obviously the rears have got loads of life left in them. And I actually think it's really, really good, and it's actually quite a bit of way to save money. You know, the biggest expense of a car is its tyres, and it's arguably the most important part of the car, and something that can be quite neglected. So in some ways I was kind of like, oh, you know, if they're really worn, if the front twos have had it, you know, I'll probably just get a whole new set. And I really wanted to try the Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, which I've been talking about before, on my 18-inch Cadiz wheels. And I'm not going to get that chance. I'll probably wait until I get further into the year, you know, when it gets a bit colder and damper, and you know, it's probably more important to have a bit more tread on it. But either way, they're well above legal limit, and they're all good for the moment, so there's nothing to change. But I do want to get a set of those on, just to see what if it changes the car, because I think it will. I think they're a really good tyre from the reviews that I've kind of seen about it. But overall, long and short, you go to a VW dealer, you're going to kind of get ripped off as main dealer prices. But at the same time, despite it being, well, you get basically, in my mind, like a Golf R, the usual add-ons because you own a Golf R. You know, oh, you've got a four-wheel drive 300 brake horsepower car, you can afford to service and pay us this much. It doesn't quite work like that. You know, I have this car because it's actually quite cost effective. You know, it's not ridiculously uneconomical. It's quite good as a daily. Consumables, it's light on. You know, and all these things kind of add up to me, and servicing was a part of that as well. Certainly I know there's other cars in this bracket, Focus RS, A45, which are, I've seen sort of like their servicing stuff, and I think it's a fair bit more. So I still think this is quite high up in its class in terms of sort of pricing and affordability. And going just quickly back to the tyres, my Fiesta ST, which I had for 4 years before this car, it got through its fronts after about 16,000, and that was like right down to the end. And then I replaced them again at about 32,000, so it was quite consistent on that. Now this car's surpassed that. It's a heavier car, it's got an extra 100 brake horsepower. It just shows how it does distribute that load better. You know, for the Fiesta ST, you're putting 200 brake horsepower through the front wheels most of the time, and you're spinning up as well, and it's that, you know, that lack of traction where you're going to wear the tyres. Whereas this, you're barely spinning the fronts, and you're not putting 300 brake horsepower through those front tyres. It's distributing it properly. You know, I can't even wonder if you're even putting 200 brake horsepower through the fronts. Maybe it is sort of that 50-50 distribution. And the halodeck system's quite brilliant on this. And that's actually saved me a bit of money. Ultimately, it's the longevity of the tyres has been great. So, you know, big thumbs up for that. And I think it's a great car, as I've described in my other videos. But as for the second service, no faults. Expensive if you go to a VW main dealer, but not, you know, stupid, like astronomical or anything like that. Really nice service actually in there, to be fair. It was quite really nice and professional. You know, they liked the car, all that kind of stuff. You know, easy to talk to, that kind of thing. They had some amazing cars in the showroom actually. I mean, they had this 5-door 7.5 Golf R. It's sort of like the off-white. Almost like a really light blue, but definitely sort of white. Pano roof, 5-door, everything on it, and it looked dogs. I mean, I was literally just looking at it like, that is quite a cool car to have. I mean, it's like a do everything. You know, you got an automatic gearbox, you got 5 doors, you got it all. It was up for £38,000, so I quickly changed my mind and got back into my car, which I absolutely adore. And I don't think I'd ever go from a Golf R to a Golf R. I think this is my Golf R. I think as time goes on and the future goes on, we're near 2020 soon, you know, 6 months away, I'll probably look more to like electric. I reckon that will start coming into fruition, so I'll probably look down that route. But for now, it's hot hatch all the way and sort of cherish while we kind of have these cars. But to be honest, it certainly gives me the confidence to try and keep it for the long term, which is great. You know, I like to have cars for like 4 years. This is, you know, 2 years in. I think there's plenty more to learn about it, and frankly, every time I get into it, it's an absolutely brilliant car, and I've still got plenty more videos to kind of show on it, and as I kind of progress through my ownership. But as for the second service, that's all done. If I got some pictures of it, he had it up on a ramp and stuff like that, I would have shown them as I was speaking. Car's all good, job done. On to you know, it gives you sort of a year, sort of bit of stress free from that. The car's been taxed as well. You know, it's all kind of set really, which is quite nice. Yeah, so that's really it about the second service. Let me know your experiences on your kind of second service with your Golf R. Try and feed it back into the comments. Try and help other people out. Hopefully this has helped you guys out, or whoever, friends, relatives, about what the kind of experience is. So that's really it on that side. Stuff I've got coming up. I've actually got a couple of track days coming up, which is quite cool. Not in this car. I love it too much to put it onto a track. You know, it's just my daily. So I've got a track day next week. It's just like a track experience in a BMW M2, and also this it's like a Formula Silverstone car, and that's just round a bit of the back circuit in Silverstone. And then the week after that, I've got my sort of Porsche Cayman GT4, which I do like to kind of have a drive in. 90 minutes, you can just basically hammer it round and round. I love it. I may never be able to afford a car like that, but I can drive it where it should be driven, which is on a track. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will try to document bits of that. Certainly for the BMW M2, you can have a camera in the car and it will record it, so I'll stick that on my channel. As for the Cayman GT4, I'll probably just talk about it as it's a bit more restricted. They don't like cameras or filming, as I have found out from my many experiences. It's probably actually my 5th or 6th time probably driving the car, but yeah, a bit addictive and great fun. But thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share for kind of more content on this, and have a great rest of your weekend, great rest of your day, and I hope you found this video useful. But thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Cheers, guys.